Hey everybody, I hope you're having an awesome day today. Thank you for clicking on this video. This video is a session for a client, 30 minutes. I'm going to be projecting my consciousness into their energy field, into their goals. The specific focus today is on kidneys or any other organs that may come up. I'm going to read the goals here in just a moment. I want to thank you to the client. Thank you so very much for the opportunity to support you today. Thank you so much for sharing with us here on YouTube. There's so much we can learn from each other. So I'm going to read your goals, then I'll close my eyes and get connected. We'll see where this takes us, okay? All right. I would like to receive organ energy work. Would you please do my kidneys? I think they need some love. And any other organs who pop up as needing help. Okay. So right now I'm just connecting with your goals here. All right. I'm going to close my eyes, get in the zone. Welcoming support for your kidneys. Welcoming support for any other organs. I would really like some attention today. Organs are pretty interesting places because they carry a lot of memory. They hold on to emotions. It's like muscle memory, but it's organ memory. And the way that I do things, we're going to be looking at creative images. And I want to put some logic to the creativity. So we'll just see how the scenes open up. But the goal is to really help you feel transformed. Just a moment here. Energetically, just as I'm sharing this introduction, I'm sort of sending this out to the universe and waiting for the echoes to come back. I already feel like around my face and my forehead. And then I feel energy that's just like kind of like a tugging rope. It's just kind of pulling me down a little bit. So down into my solar plexus area or gut area. It's just movement of energy. That's all. Just movement of energy. Strange. Okay. How do we even begin with this? I feel like I'm inside a cuckoo clock. And this cuckoo clock doesn't necessarily have, 1 through 12. It doesn't necessarily count time. Like I expect to see a white face with maybe 2 hands that tell us what time it is. It doesn't necessarily not have this. It's just not present to my eyes. I see this cuckoo clock has a place for the bird at the top. Then it has this belly place at the center, which should tell time. But I just feel like I'm in maybe the makings of what tells time. So I'm inside the cuckoo clock. And then it has this base. And this base would be like, I don't know, maybe hips or feet, legs. But it's just a small base. So it's made up of these 3 compartments. And I feel like inside this cuckoo clock, something isn't right, okay? Something is creepy. Something is a little scary, actually. I feel like I'm stuck. Feel like I can't get out. I feel like I can't fix things. I feel like I can't see things the way that I want to see them. So like I described, like why can't I see just the beautiful cuckoo clock from the outside? Why do I have to look at it from the inside? Why do I have to be inside of it? And why do I have to be living with this? It's more circumstance, like imperfect circumstance, okay? And it makes me feel my emotions a lot. And we digest our emotions here at the solar plexus. This whole digestive physical digestion is also emotional digestion, okay? So comfort food, emotional digestion. Okay. But we're talking about kidneys here. So I'm present within this cuckoo clock, we'll understand more of what it means. So far, this is as best I can tell you. And I see it's you here inside this cuckoo clock. And maybe life is cuckoo. Maybe circumstances are cuckoo. Maybe this clock is a bit broken. It's hard to fix. Maybe it's trapping. Time, perhaps, is trapping. Maybe a conflict with time. Your kidneys know about this. Your kidneys are talking about this. All right, I'm going to ask your kidneys, okay, so you're showing me cuckoo clock. What's the next thing? Kidneys feel a bit at a loss for how to correct problems, you could say. Or then how to live with problems. And kidneys are asking me for advice then. Well, I tell kidneys, for one, perhaps the sensation of a problem makes us feel a bit low, but maybe the sensation of a problem should actually build us up. Like, it should be more of an adventure or an excitement because we have work to do. And so what is it about this essence of problem that makes us feel trapped, you could say, imprisoned by the problem? So how can we shift emotionally from I'm a slave to my problems, or I'm imprisoned by my problems, I'm stuck in the cuckoo clock of my problems, instead of it being a daunting thing, could we turn it inside out somehow? Because you're more empowered not by going low, emotionally low, but by noticing I'm going emotionally low, what can I do to bounce back? Because I'm stronger when I'm not low, okay? I'm stronger when I'm more ambitious or on my feet or tackling things head on, trying new things. All right, there's obviously fear. So that's what I was describing. Like, there's something scary about the inside of this cuckoo clock. So that tells me that there's fears that you're having to face, or you're working through, maybe life fears, or these problems are kind of like nightmares or something like that. Energetically, it represents this is hard, okay? And it's hard on a level that it's kind of scary, actually. So, okay, I'm being taken to another place. Okay, this is cuckoo, a cuckoo place. I see you, and it's almost like bang the gong, and then it's like vibration. And then I see you, and you emanate vibration. So you kind of like glitchy like this. You really fast, back and forth, like that. Okay, and so you just, but it seems like there's multitudes of you, and there's maybe a thicker you at the center, but these multitudes of you are coming out, okay, across the sides, the right and left sides. And I'm trying to just calm this down. Just calm this down, okay? And bring fresh air. It seems like there's something of the mind separation from the kidneys. That's so interesting to me. Where the mind would be a useful tool here. How do we use our brain to understand our kidneys? You know, it's like, how do I use my brain to understand my heart? Like, keep beating, heart, please. Like, I gotta tell you what to do, but it's like it just does it, right? So we don't really think about having to understand our heart. Our heart just does its thing, or having to understand our kidneys just function, right? So that's why I find this interesting, because I feel something of the mind needs to come into the kidneys. So I'm going to bring a spark of your mind's viewpoint, and just bring your mind into your kidneys for a moment. Your mind, there's a half of a man here. But he doesn't want anybody to see that he's half of a man. He positions himself in such a way that he looks whole, but he's not. He uses illusion to create the illusion that he is whole, but he's actually half. It's kind of impressive, and he's fancy. I mean, he's got a top hat. He wears a unique kind of tuxedo, and the style of it, it makes you think like, you know, the pants that kind of bow out and then come in. But I'm telling you, there's something interesting about his top-notch style, and it's like a whitish cream color with a black top hat. And there's something purple about his bow tie. I'll be honest, it's so fun to see this random getup. It's actually really fun and creative. So I'm a little mesmerized by that right now, but I'm also mesmerized but you're only half of a person, and you're trying to make me believe that you're whole. And I can see that your pants give the illusion that they're like you're two-legged, two arms and a torso and everything, but you're half. And I'm just like, why is your mind coming like this to your kidneys? So there's something here. Okay, we got to investigate this. Okay. So I'm calming this representation of yourself down. All right, so there's an insecurity. There's an insecurity in your mind. There's an insecurity here in your kidneys. There needs to be a healthier relationship between mind and kidneys. This is going to improve the function of your kidneys, okay? It's going to improve your overall function. Because when kidneys are happy, then everything's happy, right? And when mind can reconcile whatever this is, then mind is going to work better, okay? So it's pretty easy to calm this part of you down. What's the space look like? It's just black. I mean, there's a wall, you're kind of sitting against a wall, vibrating out like that. I don't know how deep the space goes, doesn't really matter to me. It's just, I can see the lines, the outlines of a cube-like shape. So we're inside this room. And then there he stands, maybe 5 feet in front, kind of like diagonally. Somehow standing diagonally creates this illusion that he's whole. This represents cuckoo. I need a minute. I'm translating information right now, so I don't know what else to say. So just give me a minute. I'm getting to know this guy. I'm getting to know this aspect of you here, the vibrating aspect. I'm getting to know why this space. What does this have to do with the cuckoo clock? What does it have to do with kidneys? Blah, blah, blah. So I just need a minute here to interpret stuff. This is as weird as we're going to do a life swap. He's going to be guiding the kidneys now. He has new responsibility. And now this vibrating you, which is now calmer, is going to be now in the mind. So it's swapping. Okay, this is different. And that is true. I'm placing her back in the mind where he came from, and now he is taking her place. So now we're going to have role reversal. And what's interesting is this female aspect, the vibrating aspect from the kidneys. When I put her into the mind, she finds peace. Actually, she finds an infinite world where she can be and do and express herself however she wants. She finds fresh air to breathe in the mind. She finds the mind is limitless potential, or unlimited, limitless potential. So I see her soaking up this really good energy, okay? I see him falling apart. Arms, I guess whatever his true shape is, represents half himself. I see him just falling apart. And I see her kidneys looking at this perplexed. How is this helping me? This is making things worse. I mean, I'm already emanating. We got to trust the process here. We got to trust the process. We have an aspect that is in the mind that is feeling so much better, which I'm sending that to the kidneys. And I'm letting the kidneys kind of inhale and exhale the same piece. But now we have to digest something that is a little bit complicated. But we have peace. We have this extra ingredient here. So we have to trust this process. But it is going to come full circle. It's all going to make sense. And the kidneys do. The kidneys say, okay. The kidneys feel her peace. The kidneys almost in some way feel like being in the mind themselves, it gives them peace. Because there seems to be a lot of stress on them, stress to and responsibility and functionality, and maybe you in life, maybe you have a tall order, you have to stay disciplined or responsible or keep functioning, certain stress involved with it. There's weight on the kidneys over just lifestyle. There's weight on the kidneys over I gotta keep going, one foot in front of the other, gotta keep going. But really the kidneys just kind of want to, I don't know, just have a little bit of time to enjoy being a part of a limitless mind. There's something at ease about it. Let's get back to this guy here. He's the presentation of put together, but he's extremely weak. Extremely weak. I mean, he's like, imagine you have this ultimate vehicle and it just looks fantastic, and then you put the key in the ignition, suddenly the wheels pop off, the hood busts up into the window, it just like parts of springs and boing, and everything's just falling apart. And it just appeared to be excellent, but it was all an illusion. It was just it was just enough to make it look right, okay? Make it look put together, but it's just vulnerable, weak, it's wrecked. It's just a bunch of parts, really. I still need this feminine aspect here of your kidneys. I still need her in the mind, because she seems to be absorbing some kind of interesting information from the universe. So an aspect of the kidneys needs some mental clarity. It needs something from the universe. It needs a new ingredient. So that now clarity is going to be part of your kidneys, part of your digestion, is going to help you with your emotional balance, life balance, all that stuff. I can feel this is getting better. So I just have like parts of just parts of a person that represent a man. It's just okay. So what are we supposed to do next? I'm pulling back to the cuckoo clock, and I see you're sitting down inside this middle compartment. There's no sense of fear anymore. There's no sense of the complexity of problems and stuck with problems, imprisoned, whatever, cuckoo clock world or whatever. You're actually a little bit more at peace, and I see you standing up inside of here. And you want to leave the cuckoo clock. And I see you find a latch and you open what is the belly of the cuckoo clock. And when you leave the cuckoo clock, you leave as a bird. But you're more like a hummingbird. And I feel like you're more than just a hummingbird. I feel like different birds, like beautiful birds of the water, like a swan or a herring. Like, is that what they're called? Herring? Over long legs and kind of stork-like. Really graceful. And so I take you, this hummingbird, and I lead you to a lake. And I let you transform into birds of the water. you never become a duck. You're always something more majestic than that. Never like a seagull or so something graceful about you. Yeah, beautiful. Oh, how pretty. And this lake gives you peace. This time with the lake gives you peace. And I see the cuckoo clock has no soul because you left. All it is just material. And so I take the cuckoo clock material as something to do with your kidneys conversation. And then I hand it to God, basically. And then that lightens the burden on the kidneys. So the conversation has been removed. And trying to figure out how to solve a problem that's got you stuck has been removed from your kidneys. So now your kidneys aren't functioning for the body plus emotional stuff. It's just functioning for the body. It's just doing what kidneys do. We still have a man in parts. And we still have an aspect of you in the mind, soaking up wisdom from the universe. We still have a swan-like, graceful waterfowl or something, beautiful bird version of you, soaking up the lake, okay? This is all part of your kidney healing. I'm asking the aspect in the mind, is it time now to return to the kidneys and to bring back what you've learned? And she says she prefers to stay, but she knows she must go. She keeps looking at the man in parts and the kidneys, but she doesn't want to deal with it. And I say, then what will deal with it? She says he will deal with it. And I say, does it look like he will deal with it? What is this representation to you? This is in your energy field. This is some reflection here. This is important. Don't separate yourself from the problem. You need to embrace him and work through it. This is some kind of problem inside yourself. So it is then you then are the problem. So you need to face this representation, not separate yourself from it. Interesting, because as soon as I say that, the swan merges with this aspect here in the mind, and then you swoop down into the kidneys. It's just, again, that little tug I was talking about from the head down into the solar plexus. I start to feel that. So in this way, you start to merge with the space completely, not separately. So where I once saw you just as a persona, female persona in the kidneys, now I see you as energy, the spirit of the swan, a spirit of higher mind, a spirit of wisdom, or I don't know. It's like love and intellect and love. Like it's an influence of the spark. Okay, spirit of the spark of something better. It's the best way I could describe it. So you come down as that energy and you just absorb into the totality of your kidneys. And as the totality kind of contain now this male figure that's in pieces, is within yourself, is within your kidneys more completely. Not you're a separate person, this is a separate person, swapping places. No, you are the kidneys now. You are the kidneys now. And then this aspect of the mind that comes down and falls apart is also within the kidneys. So isn't merged with the kidneys. It's more like grit that has to be pushed through the kidneys or something. But let's see what comes next, okay? Kidneys feel blessed to have an alignment with the spark of who you are, like an alignment with, it feels like mind and heart, like the spirit of higher knowing, spirit of some kind of enlightenment, love, love of oneself, maybe your soul, your very soul perhaps. Okay, I tell you to go within because you're one with the kidneys, but then you're kind of stalled out, like everything feels better, but I still don't know what to do. Okay, so I tell you to go within your own spark to find the answer to that question. We're well beyond cuckoo clocks now. We're well beyond imprisonment now. We're well beyond stress and weighing down on the kidneys now. We're free now. A big hand comes and just scoops this up and moves this energy out and places this energy on the sidewalk. It's really random. But yes, it's on a sidewalk in a park. Just like maybe pieces of a broken doll just lying there. It's the weirdest scene. You exhale. You want to clean up your own messes. It's interesting because now you become a woman within the kidneys and you have a dustpan and a broom. And you dust. And then you put all the dust in the dustpan, and it's just like tidying up the house or tidying up your inner body, tidying up the kidneys. It just represents that you are cleaning up your own messes. You're inspired to, you're motivated to, you're empowered to, you feel good to do it. But still in the back now of your mind, there's this pile of broken pieces on a sidewalk. It's like you littered or you left your mess somewhere. You still feel a responsibility to it. All right, can we understand what this represents? Okay, can we get some more feedback on this? I mean, this is a very important component of the whole session. All right, let me just see what I can find out about it. I'm personally going to this broken man on the sidewalk. Oh, it's an eye roll to me. It's like, he's like a lemon. You thought you could sell me a perfect life, but you sold me a lemon. Like you're half of a person, and you're a person in pieces. You create the illusion of being whole, but you are not whole. There's aggression here. There's anger here. No wonder you don't know what to do about it, because you don't want to be angry. But in some way, angry is also a purification process. It's like honoring our life experiences and how they impact us. Am I above anger? Sometimes we need to say it like it is, and sometimes it comes from a place of disappointment. And disappointment can create anger because we had an expectation and the expectation wasn't met, and now we're on two different pages, and that's confusing and that's difficult and that frustrates me. So it's like you're avoiding feeling angry, and believe it or not, there seems to be a purification process with the emotion of anger. I mean, that's what the energy is. I mean, it feels healing to be angry. It's like I'm denying myself my anger. So I'm channeling this angry part of yourself, and I'm what's interesting, maybe you're denying yourself anger because if you feel angry, you might fall apart yourself. I feel so angry, I'm starting to understand the shaky you. Okay, I'm starting to understand that gong and the blah, 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 blah. I'm starting to understand that it's like so angry, I'm shaking. Okay, I'm so angry, I think I could do something insane. All right, cuckoo, I'm getting angry. Don't want to see me when I'm angry. It's like worse than the Hulk. Okay, it's like a maddening anger. But we are here to support you, okay? So we're all, the love of all is here to support you, and we have no judgment on how you work with anger. So we're creating a safe space where you can just be whatever insane version of yourself you need to be, that you try to control, because the only way to properly channel this in a healthy way, there's a major block here, okay? Because there's being assertive or articulate, disappointed and yet able to communicate, and then there's being almost irate. Like, not, it's like jumping from 0 to 1,000. Okay, so we gotta work on channeling this kind of emotion in a more balanced way, you could say, more effective, more useful way. So it's just an opportunity for you to exercise, to be honest. There's weightlifting, there's treadmill, bicycle, elliptical, there's punching bags. Interesting, it's all about exercise. So channeling anger through exercise is actually really healing and healthy way to communicate that out. So it's just releasing instead of trying to ignore it, trying to transmute it, trying to just be numb to it, perhaps. Almost like get active and release it properly. Like it's an electricity of its own right. It has a voice, it deserves to be heard. So it needs to be channeled through an athletic activity, okay? It's going to be very healing for your body. Yeah, you're crying, you're really angry, you're crying, you're punching the crap out of this punching bag. You're doing more than that. You're throwing like heavy weights at it. You're doing everything you can to break it down. And you're tired now. You're all worn out to the point you have no energy left to be angry. And I'm like applauding you. You're doing so good. Anger therapy. Go exercise. Okay. Now you revisit the pieces on the sidewalk. And you're not sure who did what. Were you left in pieces on a sidewalk? Or were you influenced by someone who was in pieces all along? Or both? What is the meaning of that to your soul? Not just human day-to-day life. This is deep. I mean, this is soul deep. Like, what does this mean to you in your soul about... Feels like being lied to. Here's this awesome Ferrari. Now you bought and paid for falls apart before you can even go 1 mile. Just lied to us. What it reminds me of. You sold an idea, but it wasn't real. That left you in pieces. And how do you pick up the pieces of yourself, and how do you become whole in and of yourself? How do you become your strongest self? It's not anymore looking for answers with whatever happened. It's just being you now. It's being you, completely whole with you. So now your body is whole with you. You are whole with your body. And everything is in rhythm and harmony together. So that's what I have. Really cool session. Thank you so much for this. You were right. Your kidneys need love. You need love. And so we've come full circle here. It's a lot of content to reflect on, but this is all energy healing, okay? Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing again. And for those watching, if I can support you in any way, book a session. You can book a session at my website at abbeynormalswisdomquest.com. Have a great day, everybody.